How's it going, everybody? GodBaer here. Once again, thank you for clicking into one of my videos. We are back on NCAA Football 25, our Washington State Cougars Dynasty. Unfortunately, losing to USC in a relatively large margin. I believe it was 24-45. They scored 21 unanswered points on us in the fourth quarter to run away with that one. So our rank does drop to 14th in the nation, going up against Fresno State. We do have a comfortable overall difference, so hopefully we'll come out and play as such, because we definitely want to come out and redeem that loss. I never want to lose in general, let alone back-to-back games. Tried to squeeze that one into group. Luckily it wasn't intercepted, but we will come away with some sort of points. 3-0 lead. Mueller sitting there waiting for 27 to come to him with the ball. He will pick up the first down regardless. Not what I want to have happen. Mariani out here sniffing out the running back screen. No more. We see you got the star underneath you. Mariani deserves a star, which he really deserves, but he will never get because his ceiling has been reached with his overall. A high 70, I believe 78, maybe 79 is the best he will become, which hurts me to say and see because he's played so well. A very long field goal. Fresno does make it. We still have our touchdown lead, but Mariani is going to become a player that we will pursue records with in terms of career record with interceptions, because that's one he excels at. But he might not be the overall best player at his position, especially with Mueller, who is currently his backup. We got East on the right outside linebacker, who is the secondary sub linebacker because the man is a sophomore at an 86 overall already. Dude has progressed in the offseason training tremendously. And then we have Castillo, which you guys don't see a whole lot because we tend to run like 4-2-5 defenses or 3-3-5. And again, it's Mueller, Mariani, East, Castillo, and I think Doss are the other linebackers that you guys just don't really get to see a whole lot. But they're also like low to mid 80s. They just don't get to find much playing time, because we prioritize a lot of defensive linemen and then defensive backs with only a couple middle linebackers in there. I like to believe in my user capabilities a good bit, so I don't need a whole lot of linebackers in the middle of the field, because I tried to do my best to lurk, run around, and cover the entire area. I played Madden very similarly as well, where I played a 4-1-6 defense, the 46 defense, and then you can change the speed package to the both outside linebackers to additional DBs, but they're in the position of linebackers, allowing you to play like man coverage and zone coverage overall that much better. And then the one middle linebacker, which ironically is the slowest out of everybody I just mentioned other than the D lineman. But yes, the linebacker is typically going to be taller, obviously a better tackler, has the hit power, so that is the user. But we're getting sidetracked. We're not playing Madden. We're playing NCAA football. We are up by 3 touchdown possessions right now, 24-3, sitting very pretty. They only got a minute left in this first half, and Mariani doing his thing and putting our offense back out there on the field with this minute left, where we're going to kill the clock, try to get a minimum field goal to solidify this victory. We're not going to really do that as we throw the interception right back to Fresno State. Give them 40 seconds in this ball game. Cowgirl out there getting a sack. And then Pride, number 95. Phenomenal athlete who has about, I think, 96 strength, might be 92 strength, but 89 speed. Absolute monster out there at defensive end So hopefully he can play to his true capabilities or potential. And right now we need to go ahead and stall out the Fresno States as they run out of time in that first half. We open up the second half with ball, looking to get any sort of points to put this game away more than what it already is currently, and maintaining that 3 touchdown possession lead of 21 points. Santana breaking a couple tackles on the pop pass to him. Again, very high completion percentage, safe passes. Not the biggest of play potential as we stall out and kick a field goal to go up 27-3. Little corner route to number 88, the tight end. Wasn't really expecting that route as double coverage breaks Thompson's tackle. Haynes tries to drag him down, shrugs off a secondary tackle, gets in the end zone, going for a 2-point conversion, rolling out, taking a sack by Terrell, who is a decent player. I think Terrell's a low 80 overall. I think 81, 82 possibly. Does not make very many plays. I honestly should have replaced him in our second season of playing here. I don't end up doing that because, again, we try to find a good middle ground of playing the guys that we added to the team through the recruiting process and the highest overall players, because higher overall players should play better in the game. That's sometimes not the case. The player abilities or development traits do come into play a fair bit. For example, wide receivers with high speed don't really play like they have high speed unless they have the takeoff trait, which makes them accelerate from the line of scrimmage phenomenally. It is absolutely ridiculous where you could have a 99 speed wide receiver, but if he doesn't have takeoff, he's going to play like a 90 to 92, where obviously an extended amount of time running a streak, if the DB is slower than him, he will create distancing and you can throw it to him. But throughout that time of waiting, you're going to hopefully not get block shedded and sacked as group going to get us another touchdown here just to, like I said, solidify this one. But if you have a wide receiver with takeoff, even if they have 92 speed, they will, again, accelerate or take off from the line of scrimmage so fast and just torch the DB before they can react. Stevie Mariani with a milestone here, 20 career interceptions. Man has exceeded any expectations. Again, in terms of his attributes, he is unfortunately capped at a 78 or 79 overall. But since we have gotten 20 interceptions in 2 seasons, he is 4 away from the school record for career interceptions at 24. And then nationally, the record is 27 in a career. So we're definitely going to keep him as the starter regardless of who progresses around him. So Mueller, any other of the linebackers that would be smart to transition to middle linebacker and replace him, we will not be doing. Mariani is kind of a fan favorite, or one of our local superstars, we'll call him. And he plays far beyond what his overall is. I don't want to toot my own horn since I am the one technically using him, but I'll reiterate what I've done multiple times. He's a very prototypical linebacker, as I was assuming the tight end was running more of a post route and not like a triple move out to the corner. So I get torched a little bit as we praise my user abilities in a small way. Lewis gonna eat away that touchdown they got and put us up over 50 points on the day. But Mariani, 6'2", 241 pounds, low to mid 80s, decent catching, I think at like 62 or 67, decent hit power about low to mid 80s as well. Just a very jack of all traits, very balanced linebacker. But when you put him out here on the field, he just plays way beyond what his attributes show, as Mueller tries to showcase what he can do with his hands, covering that pesky tight end of Fresno State. We end up winning 55-16. Player of the game, rightfully deserved in Stevie Mariani. The stats are not going to show where he flourished. Only 3 tackles, 1 defensive touchdown, but no, 3 total interceptions. Laporta 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 324 yards. Julius Suggs over 100 yards with 2 touchdowns, 7.5 yards a carry. Really should have gave him a larger workload with how well he was running that rock. But Mariani, 13 tackles out there as well. Like I mentioned, 3 interceptions, one of which a defensive touchdown. He wins National Defensive Player of the Game. And Jaron Johns, George Trout are going to commit, as well as Carlos Otero, an offensive lineman. Since we were speaking about wide receivers earlier, and since we are losing our last speedster and Hernandez, senior wide receiver with 95 speed, Mr. Johns is going to be our 98 speed wide receiver with takeoff trait. He is going to be phenomenal, beyond phenomenal for us. Looking forward to what he can truly do with not only 98 speed, but that takeoff ability, which will greatly complement that ridiculous speed that he possesses. Hernandez actually out here doing what he can to show that 95 speed is plenty capable. Group with the post route nearly getting down into the end zone, where Julius Suggs will steal the touchdown. And Suggs has low-key been playing very, very well. He doesn't have as big of a workload. He's not the, the bell cow that I was expecting to play or work with. Playing NCAA football, I felt like I was going to be much more run heavy. I was going to have like a 2,000-yard rusher multiple times, maybe do what I can about breaking, Barry Sanders' 2,600 yards record. But it's a little bit different. We run a very, pop pass, wide receiver jet, RPO, inside zone, shotgun type offensive formation. And we have been running or passing the ball for more, about 300 yards, rushing for, we try to get 100 yards a day with at least one of our running backs, which tends to be Julius Suggs. And didn't really expect it of me. Again, I don't consider myself a very good passer, where I'm not, necessarily passing the ball all that well, especially downfield. We're a very dink and dunk, short to mid, targeting offense. And we'll see what we can do about expanding the offense, especially as we continue to progress through the rest of these seasons. I'm not only learning the game as Lewis out here standing in front of the receiver, showing that he is capable of locking down wide receivers. We just unfortunately get pinched back here at the 3-yard line, where we're going to try to squeeze this one into group. Our fullback didn't really get out there. He got stuck behind our offensive lineman, so we didn't really have any other option to throw to. So we throw a touchdown. It's just to the opposing team. Not a big fan of doing that ourselves. Our opponents do that a fair bit of times, but I don't like doing that. So we'll do our best to not do that again. As Laporta trying to do what he can with that 98 speed to convert a 3rd and 23, failing to do so. Didn't have a whole, wasn't trusting the option of that working out too much. As this quarterback, the second I pull away from the tight end, he throws a cross body to him. Didn't like that much either. This man rolls out of the pocket and just throws up passes, almost like I'm playing a user player in this one, to be honest with you. Not the first time this man will make user type plays. We'll see as we continue through here, as this man ran straight past our left guard and our running back, so we're stuck with a 3rd and 19. Richards will reach and convert it to allow us to continue this drive. We got 2 minutes before this first half ends. Lawrence will fail to hold on to that one. 4th and 9. We riskily go for it, luckily to convert with group. One of our best options. Suggs gets down, maintains possession of that ball, continues our drive. Here I get a little greedy with that 98 speed, just trying to push it to its limits. We lose 10 yards on the play. We get sacked again to push us out of field goal range. That's going to end the first half, and we're going to swap to Cordero. I know it's a little bit of a mindset thing where knowing I have 98 speed, I do a little bit of dumber things. For example, run away from, offensive linemen where I could have just stayed in the pocket or threw the ball away, feeling like I can, gain the edge or keep the distance because I have 98 speed, where that isn't the case. Cordero with his 85 speed, I don't tend to catch myself making as many dumb mistakes. So we are, like I said, putting Cordero back in. We are down after number 6. The opposing quarterback just continues to utilize his legs, make plays, gets out of the pocket, throws up some passes where our pass rush needs to step up. They haven't really done much for the last couple games, to be frank with you. Rice will get his occasional sack. Terrell has been borderline non-existent. Jaquez and Cowgill are a little hit and miss. Again, they're more like run-stop power rushers. Their finesse and their ability to get off the block isn't all that great, where Cordero, again, does have some wheels of his own as he rushes himself into the end zone to tie this ball game up at 14-14. Defense, please become a wall. Don't let anything pass you. Number 6 rolling out. Luckily, we have a spy. One of the few things Terrell is good at is keeping the quarterback in front of him. Not all that great about getting after the quarterback, but making sure the quarterback doesn't get past him is a whole nother thing. Going for another 4th and 1. Suggs swerving around. Was hoping we were going to take that one into the end zone, but not quite. We do get some hands on us. Throwing it up to Lawrence. Thought he was big enough and had a decent enough gap over the DB. Wasn't the case, though. He gets his hand up, swats the ball away. We miss the field goal, so we don't come away with any sort of points. The third quarter is coming to an end, so our final fourth quarter, where we typically shine, is going to come into play. Mariani with another interception, his 4th one of the video. Man has been on a whole nother level in his sophomore season, and I am so excited to finding out what he comes away with. Is we're gonna miss another field goal. This one I felt like would have been through the uprights if we wouldn't have overkicked it, but again, it was a decent distance, so I wanted to make sure I had a good enough power. There was just a little bit too much power on it. The Maryland squad doesn't do anything with their drive, though, so we do get the ball back. We got just under 6 minutes where we're going to feed Suggs the ball a little bit more often as we barely get rid of that ball to Richards. Defensive lineman right in our face on that running back screen, hoping for some post routes, and we're actually going to hit it. And not only that, get into the end zone as Cordero gets absolutely demolished as he threw that ball. I don't know how he got that one out of his hands or released, but I'm not going to argue with it as Mariani just blows up the running back screen. Didn't get an interception, which is usually what he does, but takes the lineman, pushes it into the running back. Ball goes into the grass, and Cordero out here with that semi-mobile 85 speed, getting the first down. Hernandez staying in front of the DB, which is our main issue with those comeback routes. The DBs tend to stand like right next to our wide receivers, not behind them, not in front of them, but next to them, just to scare me. And the Heisman difficulty, you throw it, they just take an extra step forward and get their hands on it, and you throw an interception, which no one ever wants to do. We will stall out, though, kick a very easy field goal. The kicker gets roughed, and we're going to accept it and fail to get into the end zone again. So we ultimately just kill, I think, 10 to 15 seconds and just kick another field goal. This one also goes up because it's a chip shot, and we're at 2 minutes left in this ball game. Terrell gets a rare interception, which I'm happy with. It's 3rd and 19. They throw a dunk pass to the running back, not getting much. 4th and 13. Thompson, it's a turnover regardless. Would have loved an interception just because, you know, they're more gratifying. But we're fine with it. Was ultimately just going for the first down here. Suggs fights for it and gets pushed into the end zone. So making this game look like it wasn't as close as when it was for the majority or vast parts of this game. 1 minute left in this one. And number 6 is going to rally or fight with us a little bit as he, what I feel like was a playmaker to number 8 there. I believe that was a drag route, but he cut it upfield. I thought I had that interception just barely out of reach. Feel like if Mariani was 6'3" or 6'4" versus his 6'2", he would have bona fide got that one. We do take the game 31-21, 10-point game. So we're happy with it. We rally with back-to-back games after losing one to USC. Julius Suggs, 89 yards, 2 total touchdowns on only 14 rushing attempts. We really need to give this man a larger part of an offensive role, as he had 89 total yards. Would have been easy to hit that 100-yard mark with him, especially with how he was running the ball. Mariani with 12 tackles, half a sack, and another interception. We will have a 5-star defensive end commit to the team, along with a 4-star corner. Hopefully you guys enjoy the video. Until next time, everybody, GodBaer out.